Welcome, welcome, welcome to Game Changers. I have gotten so many calls from you guys. I'm excited to hear from everyone. Congratulations on opening your own child care center. First of all, let me say that. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. So, I have some amazing news for you guys for 2023. I have created a manual so that you guys can get the information you need at the time and the speed that you need it. And these manuals are so amazing, guys. They are I've taken everything from my classes and condensed them into manuals for you. And the manuals have modules and sections where you can actually go through them. Sorry about that. Where you can actually go through them and look in detail on exactly what you need to open up your center or your daycare. And I have two different manuals, one for group home and one for daycare center. I've heard so many stories. Oh my goodness. And especially, let's talk really quick about the daycare centers. Guys, it is so important you get this manual. And the reason why is because I have one whole section in there about real estate, about what type of building you can get. I've had people call me and they have purchased buildings only to find out that those buildings have rocks in them, or they have to dig, or they have to pay $10,000 for blueprints. And let me just say this now, and I'm going to do a whole nother video on centers in terms of opening a large center versus a small center starting out. My professional opinion in that is that you should definitely not go for the large center unless you at least have $50,000 to $100,000 in reserve, because so many things can happen. But in this manual, I teach you guys about what type of building to look for, how to negotiate your lease if you're renting so that you're not out of a lot of money in the front end before even you got through the inspections. So what happens if you lease a building? And commercial leasing, we talk about that too. And in commercial leasing, you at least want to go in with a 3-year lease or a 5-year lease, because 9 times out of 10, if someone sees you're making really good money in their building, they're going to escalate on that rent every year. Showing that you are committed to a 3-year lease or a 5-year lease shows them you're going to be there. Most people who lease commercial property want to know you're not just in it for this year. They want stability. So committing to a 3-year lease or a 5-year lease is going to get you in the door every time. But you need to know how to negotiate that lease. It needs to have certain characteristics in there so that you're not leasing a building for 3 years or 5 years. And then when you pass codes, a codes inspection comes out, the building doesn't qualify and you're stuck in a lease. So it's imperative that and this is the reason I made these manuals for you guys, so that you're not wasting a lot of money. It can get so expensive. I had a call yesterday, and this particular client had almost spent maybe $80,000 and still hadn't opened. And every day you're not opening, especially in a center, it is costing you money. You have to look at the big picture. I had one client call me. She was open, had an amazing daycare, guys. She had 6 students. 6 students. What in the world, girl? 6 students. Oh, honey, the marketing section of this manual gives you the inside information, a bona fide wait list. I teach you how to get a bona fide wait list. When you have a wait list, you're making money. And it's several components that goes along with the wait list. I'm putting all of that in there. This manual is so amazing. It teaches you how to actually build your wait list before you open. So the day that you open, or even while you're getting qualified to open your center, you can still be making money. This is why, and it pays, a lot of times And I get it. I'm an entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur for almost 26 years. I get it. And as entrepreneurs, we're not programmed to spend money on the knowledge we need and the information we need to catapult our business. And I say this all the time in my workshops. Information is the new currency. Information is the new currency. So if you have someone who has a way or can teach you and show you how to get something done quicker, it's just like anything else you purchase in terms of being an entrepreneur. You don't have the know-how, you hire someone who has the know-how. It will save you so much time and money. But we think we can do everything ourselves. Trust me, I've been there. I have been there so many times. But now I don't do that anymore. Over the years, it's cost me so many mistakes, so much money, guys. Seriously, when I'm out of my league, I know I'm out of my league. And I'll hire someone or get the knowledge and the information I need to have in order to get into the right area that I need to be into that's going to save me time and money. The center's manual is so amazing. There's so many baby gold mines that I have in there for you that will save you so much money. Even knowing what buffer zones are. You're going to need buffer zones in your daycare. Knowing how to get through the codes and the environmental process before you go through the process, knowing what to expect is going to save you money. One of the things that codes and, they're notorious. Codes and environmental health. You got to go through all these people, and especially state fire. And actually, you got to go through city fire and state fire, depending on the center you're opening. So one of the things that they're notorious for doing, like it's the day that they come out and you're all excited because, man, state fire is the only thing you need to get your daycare open. And you're like, yeah, state fire is going to be here. Woo, yeah. So it's that day you're so excited. The man knocks on the door, knock, knock, knock. State fire comes in. And I've got to tell you guys a story about state fire one time. State fire comes in. They look around the daycare. Everything looks perfect. You're thinking. But when state fire comes in, they look at your exit doors and say, you don't have self-closing hinges on these doors. They start writing, and they will not pass you. You will not get open. So guess what you have to do now? One, you have to go back out and get someone to install self-closing hinges on your doors. Then you got to call state fire again, and getting through to someone that could take 3 or 4 days automatically, even speaking to someone or emailing or getting a response to your email. Then once that happens, guess what? You're playing the waiting game again. You're playing the waiting game again. They may schedule you for a week out. They may schedule you for 2 weeks out. They may schedule you for 3 weeks out. And guess what? Because you didn't have the right information, they come back out. Because the moment they see the hinges needs, they're going to stop. They're going to stop the inspection. So the moment they see the hinges need replacing, they're done. They're going to stop the inspection and then write that down and then come back to reinspect. And when they come back to reinspect, they're going to go straight to the hinges, and then they're going to finish their inspection. So maybe you don't have pool stations and you need pool stations. Guess what they're going to do? They're going to stop you again. See, the thing of it is they're not going to tell you what you need before you get there. They don't do that. They're just going to look at the square footage, the type of building you have, and then they're going to come in and inspect. And as they go along, they're going to be putting you back and putting you back. It could be months before you open. I have all of that. And that's why I'm so excited about this manual. Because, man, when I first opened my daycare centers, it was no help. There was not a YouTube station out there that could help. There was this couple that I had heard about that lived in Ohio, and I never got in touch with them. I had to learn things the hard way. And this is a story I'm going to tell you guys about. Oh my God, you got to hear this story. One day, I was waiting on inspection at this one particular daycare center. We had just put everything in there, and I kind of knew the game. And so usually I would have my ex-husband at that time, my husband at that time, to meet the inspectors. Because, men and men, it's just the men thing. Okay. So most of the inspectors were men. So I would have my husband to meet them because they can negotiate. This particular time, my husband couldn't meet him. Right. Y'all, I saw the truck pull up. I'm in the daycare. Daycare's empty, and I know he has to come in. And I know I need this approval from him. So I'm in the daycare. Everything's looking great. This man, and I'm thinking he's going to come in and check for my, fire alarms, pull stations, all the codes stuff that matters. Okay. This was codes. Codes is your first line. You don't get past codes. There's no even need to go to the fire department or environmental, because codes has to approve the daycare can be in that neighborhood. So they have to approve the whole building. So codes is your first line of defense. Y'all, this man came in and dummy me. Okay. So I'm really green. I had no idea what he was doing at first. It took me a minute to catch on. So this man comes in there and he's like, and y'all, this is his wallet. Okay. This is his wallet. So he's smacking his wallet and he's looking around and he's like, I hear you trying to open a daycare, huh? He's looking around and I'm looking at him like, yeah. And he keeps smacking his wallet. And he keeps smacking his wallet. So at this time, he's making me really nervous because he's not moving on to look at anything. He's just smacking his wallet. And I'm like, what in the world? So it took me maybe 5 minutes, seriously, it was like paint drying, to really figure out what he wanted. He wanted money. Guys, I was like, I felt so violated when he left because, usually my husband handles those things. So I didn't know. So I'm thinking, and he was like, and so at this point, I tell him, I was like, well, I kind of got an idea at that point what he wanted. I was like, you know what? Why don't you come back when my husband's here? And I'm sure we can work things out for you. Because I didn't want him to flag me and totally mess me up. I wasn't going to tell him I wasn't going to give him any money. Well, I'm not going to tell you what happened. But long story short, you got to be prepared. You got to be prepared. And so this is one of the reasons I put this manual together through all the years and all the different daycares I have opened. I am an expert, I promise you, at situations and what could go wrong, and this could happen, and that could happen, and this could happen. One of the things that in my other videos, I highly encourage you, especially if you open a center, look for a daycare center that has already been a daycare center. You really want to look for that, because that right there will save you so much time and money, maybe. Maybe. Because depending on the situation, depending on what happened, and the reason that daycare is closed could be a whole nother problem. So in the manual, I teach you what to look for when you're going after that. It is just a super manual that I love. It's a great resource tool for anyone who's going into the daycare business. And also, did you know that you can still make money while you're going through inspections in your daycare center? And I'm going to tell you about that in the manual too. So guys, this manual is amazing. And for you home daycare owners, yay, either you got a group home or a family. Those are the only two you can have in your home, group home and family. Depending on your state, depends on the number of children you can have in that group home or that family home. And in that, I go, and in both of the manuals, the group home manual, the group home and family manual, or the center manual, along in the manual, you guys are going to get templates, all the templates you need for opening for your applications. Because did you know the child care licensing requires certain things in those applications? They want certain information, and I give you templates so that all you have to do is put your company's name there, and follow the application. I have employee policies. I have parent policies, because it's important for you to explain to your parents what your expectations are, what you're going to give to them, and what you expect from them. Because on Fridays, when it's time to get paid, you don't want any glitches. On days that it's a holiday, you don't want a parent coming saying, well, I sat outside the daycare all day, and because they didn't have a calendar for what days you're going to be closed. So all of these templates are in this for you, including injury reports. Yep. You got to keep up with all the injuries that happens at your daycares. And in both of the manuals, these templates and forms are in there. I have employee applications in there for you. Asking the right questions on the applications, getting the information that you need from the employees. All your employees have to have certain information in their file too. I have a whole section about that, which is called the administrative side, which that front office has to be Trump tight. There are certain things that has to be in the file on your employees. There are certain things that has to be in that file on your children. What do you do if you have a child that's allergic? What do you do if you have a child that's allergic to milk and you're getting the food program? I even have a section on child and adult food program, which is a grant that anyone can get. And it's in every state, where you can get anywhere from $400 to $1,200 a month, free money to reimburse you on the food and the milk you provide for your children. And with this, you have to have menus. I have templates of menus in this manual. Now, let's say, for instance, you're on the food program and you have a child that's allergic to milk. What do you do? Because when the food program lady comes, she just wants to see that everybody is served what's on that menu and what she needs. I can tell you what to do with that. What do you do if you have a child that needs an EpiPen? Do you give meds? Do you have medication forms? All of this stuff is covered in the manuals. That's why I'm so excited about the manuals. I'm so excited about the manuals. Now, if you have a group home or a family home, in your home, the rules are totally different. There are certain things you cannot have in your home, such as a swimming pool. If you have a swimming pool, it cannot be where the children are going to play outside, and it has to be gated. Okay, you can't have certain animals. We cover all of this in the manual for home, because it's so important for you to know if you're getting licensed for a home or a group home, you follow the rules, because the rules are totally different from when you're in a center. You can't have firearms, certain things like this. You got to, well, you can have firearms, but they have to be locked and put away. Information like certain parts of your house that's off limits, the child care licensing people can't go into. And that's good information to know. Also, did you know if you open a home child care or a child care in your home, everyone in your home over the age of 16 has to have a background check? And 18, depending on what state. So between the ages of 16 and 18, some states require 18, some states require 16. They have to have a background check too if you have childcare in your home. Also, did you know if you have home and a childcare in your home, your children matter? Your children has to be in the count. So these are all the things that I put in that manual, so you guys can open up with confidence. You can open up knowing what you can do and what you can't do, so that you can effectively open and start making money from the day that you open. Even advertisement and marketing needs to be different when it's in your home, because in your home, you don't want strangers really knowing where you live at. So your marketing techniques need to be different. It needs to be a little bit more private. What are your hours? What are your parents are going to do? And I do want to touch on COVID. We do have a COVID section in the manual where we talk about COVID prevention, how to prevent COVID from coming into your daycare, how to minimize the risk. Because like I told you guys on other videos, COVID really took daycare centers and home daycares down. We don't want that kind of drama at all. So what we're going to do is on the front end, we're going to take care of it so that COVID does not affect us. And of course, because COVID was such a issue with home daycares and daycare centers, there's large grant monies available for opening a daycare center, which is covered in the manual. So guys, you got to get on over to the website, www.gamechangers360.net. That's www.gamechangers360.net and order your manual today. And what I did, I put a plethora of information in each of the manuals so that you would have it and can just use it as an index to go through what you need. And then there's also information on how to train your staff, things like that. So this information is accessible to you at any time that you want it. And it's, it's handheld. You can take it with you. It comes in an e-file. You will be emailed. It's also on Amazon and Kindle as well. So you can order it. But go to the website, like I said, www.gamechangers360.net. Order your manual today. Order your manual today. To the first 100 people that orders their manual, I will give you a free 30-day coaching session. And I charge $350 to $1,600 for my personalized coaching sessions. So for the first 100 people that order their manuals, they're getting free coaching sessions. So get in there and order those manuals. They're absolutely amazing. And I really, really, really tried to keep the price, and I really kept the price extremely low so that you can afford it, because so many people call me and a lot of the problems that they have are so simple. A lot of the problems they have is just knowing certain things, but they can't afford the coaching price. So I kept them way below the coaching price. Now, if you want me to coach, I will be there for you. I can come to your city. We can go on the phone. We can set up conferences, just however you want to handle the coaching sessions. I still offer coaching sessions, but my personal coaching sessions are anywhere from $350 to $1,600. Because you're getting me 8 hours a day, 5 hours a day, 6 hours a day, or 4 hours a day, just depending on what we have to do. And then with the manuals that you guys get, I kept the price so low for you guys. For the center, if you open a daycare center, that manual's on, and let me give you the price because I don't want to be wrong. That manual is $299.78, guys. $299.78, under $300 to actually get the blueprint on how to open a center. I really wish I had that when I was going through. Woo! It would have saved me so much money, because there's not a lot of information I hear on how to actually open daycares. It's not. And for the group home and family home daycare centers, guys, it's only $99.98. Who could afford that? The first investment has to be you investing in yourself. The first investment has to be you getting the correct knowledge. It's not the questions you ask, it's asking the correct questions. And in these manuals, I have all the correct answers for you guys. I'm super excited about it. And I just want to say thank you. Like and subscribe to this page. I will be constantly giving you guys information on how to have one of the most successful businesses that I love being in. It's daycares. When you're at the website, guys, also, I created one of the most amazing preschool curriculums. I am so excited about this curriculum because all over the years that I have been teaching and educating in preschool, it's always been something missing to me. We go through circle time, we go through the alphabets, we go through the numbers, we go through repetitive, because in childcare, a lot of it is repetitive learning. However, these star seeds that's coming through this portal right now, through the womb, Oh my God, they're coming in knowing this old adequated way we have been teaching preschool. They're so far advanced now. We as educators have to catch up. I created one of the most amazing curriculums called Bye Bye Black Sheep. And in this curriculum, it is a STEAM curriculum. I know you guys heard about STEM, but this is a STEAM curriculum that I created myself, which engineers with science, technology, engineering, alchemy, and math. So it covers all of those. And alchemy is something that's extremely important in preschool right now. And alchemy is color therapy, sound therapy. This cuts down on your behaviors. When you're having to spend most of your day correcting behaviors, a lot of the learning can't be done. When your children energy is all over the room and you just can't teach, alchemy is there. So within the alchemy, we learn breathing techniques, we learn yoga, we learn how to calm and modify our own behaviors so that real learning can take place. And even in this curriculum, guys, because it's extremely important, I have astrology, astronomy, I have mathematics, like really good mathematics, engineering, technology, because so much technology is out there these days. These children already come out knowing they can use this thing better than you and I can. So, having the availability to have technology into your curriculum, to know and understand how they can use technology, to know and understand what rays are emitting from this and how their time should be limited on this, and things that they can do in the in between time of occupying their mind, because their minds are moving so fast when you go into technology. These are things that's built in this curriculum. I'm super excited about this curriculum. You can get the curriculum from the website too, and I kept the curriculum very low as well, guys. I kept the curriculum very low so that it can get in everybody's preschool. Along with the curriculum, I have a resource book that you can purchase, which outlines all of the plans. It has the resources, some amazing stories. I also have a book I wrote, a preschool book. It is called Tahuti the Sun God. So it's about knowing and understanding the sun and how the sun provides life and food and energy for everything on the planet. And the little cat named Tahuti, he is the main character in this amazing book, and is also a reader for your 4 and 5 year olds who are reading. And that's one of the things in my educational institutions that I really love to enhance is reading. Now you really can go ahead and start preparing in sight words when they're 3. I definitely recommend working on sight words, sometimes 2, working on sight words when they're 3, and having them by the time they're out of your center, they need to be reading. They need to be on readers. So I created an amazing reader called Tahuti the Sun God, which is only about 8 pages, but it's a great read. That's on the website too. So jump on over to the website, guys, and look for some amazing tools that you will have one of the most amazing daycares ever. I really love in teaching teachers how to enjoy teaching toddlers and preschoolers, and that has been taken out of the system. And if you're not in it for passion and the love of small children, then don't even waste your time. You have to have a love and a passion for small children to really be beneficial. And this is what we want to do. We want to create some amazing human beings. We want to create some new, because, these are star seeds. These children are so galactical now. We have to catch up. So this curriculum will allow us to go into vibrations, frequencies, colors, all those amazing things that they kind of already know. And not to mention the creative side, having a creative mind, dreaming of the amazing things, and then seeing if you can bring that thing into this particular 3D realm as a child is so amazing, guys. So like I said, jump on over to that website get that curriculum, get those manuals, and let's get into 2023 having a successful and an amazing business. Talk to you guys later.